In this video, we're going to be providing you some pro tips on how to replace a Wayne Dalton Torquemaster Plus spring system, and we're going to do it POV style. POV style, what? Let's party. Hey party people, it's Santiago from SOS Garage Door Service and POV style. What is POV? Well, according to the robots at Google, POV is a shooting technique that shows the perspective of a scene literally from the character or the person's point of view. In fact, the viewer's point of view. So if this is a style of video that you like in these pro tip tutorial how-to videos, please leave a comment down below. It would really help me out to know what type of video content benefits you more as the viewer. Okay, first things first, party people, you're going to take off this J-arm from the top operator bracket to the 9100 model door. Make sure you don't lose this clevis and cotter pin. So keep these together because they're very important. Now I know I have already done a pro tip video on the Wayne Dalton Torquemaster Plus system, but this again is from a different perspective. This is from the viewer's perspective, so it might give you the opportunity to take the chance or perhaps maybe tackle this project if you do see fit to do so. And quite frankly, the ability to be able to replace your Torquemaster spring system might be able to save you some money. Now that all depends on your neck of the woods. And of course, as always, my disclaimer, the pro tips, techniques, and ideas in these videos should not be considered law or infallible. Why? Because I am nobody. Therefore, if you don't have the right tools, if you don't have the right knowledge, if you don't have the right know-how, if you don't have the right ability, don't tackle this project on your own, party people. In fact, reach out to a contractor because a contractor can identify the whole garage door needs from the door to the motor that might benefit you in the long run. Okay, so one of the tools you'll definitely need is this 5/8 socket ratchet with a socket. And the reason being is because what I like to do is I like to detect where the spring is broken. So we're looking at a Wayne Dalton 9100 model door. And so we're going to check if we have any tension here. Okay, so we have tension on this side. Okay, so we'll lock that in. We know that there's tension here. Let's check the other side. And this other side, well, looks like the mechanism is in the unlock position. Got that socket right? Ah, okay. See how it's turning like that? We know, and we can tell that even in the unlock position, and it feels like there's tension behind here, but in reality, the spring is broken inside. So clearly, we do not have a good spring on this side, or else we would feel the tension, but it's super loose. So that's why we're going to be replacing it. Okay, so again, we're going to be releasing the tension on this side. So we're going to put it in the unlock position, and we're going to give it a turn. And notice how we hear the click. We're going to hold down on here, and we're going to release the tension. We're going to do this, and this is kind of the monotonous part. We're going to basically hold down on that locking mechanism, and that's how we'll be releasing the tension. So if you are afraid to do this because there is tension behind this and you feel like it might hurt yourself, please call a professional. There we go. No tension now to either side. So clearly, once getting the tension off of this side, we had no tension on the other side over there. So our garage door spring Torquemaster is safe to start removing. Let's move on to the next step. Okay, your next step should be to take off the end bearing plate. This is a 1/2 inch socket, and then you're drilling. So keep your hardware, make sure it's not falling anywhere. And now we're going to take 7/16 screwdriver or socket. And we're going to take these off. And again, keep your hardware. And then you're going to pop this out, but be careful. See how that came out pretty loose? Make sure that your gear stays like this. You don't want to twist it around. Very important, very vital. If you must, don't leave it hanging up around here. Take the time to set it somewhere safe, so that way you don't have to worry about it getting mixed up. Okay, so next thing we're going to do is we're going to take off our drum. I simply like to loosen this screw right here, and you're going to loosen it as much as possible, but you're not going to completely take it off. You can use a small flathead screwdriver, and then this part of the excess cable, that's simply twisted around. You're going to just kind of loosen it up, and you see how our cable has pretty much come off? Okay, try not to pull on this, party people. Just simply, you know, leave it hanging. This one you can hang like so. You can hang down like that, and as you can tell, this is where your spring came from there. Now what you did here, you're going to do exactly on the other end. Okay, so unlike the other side that we wanted to take off the tension, here the tension is already loose. Why? Because it's this side that has the broken spring. So again, we want to take off our end bearing plate, making sure that our gear inside the end bearing plate is not twisted or flipped over. We're going to loosen this screw. We're going to simply loosen our drum, and then we're going to make sure that everything is kind of left in its place, because all we're really doing is just replacing this tube with the springs inside. Now we can work on the center bracket to basically bring our Torquemaster down. So we're going to take this off like so. Take this off like so. Take a look how it's installed. You want to put the center bearing plate exactly on the new tube when we put on the new Torquemaster. So let's go ahead and bring it down. So we'll start on the right side, which again is your left wound spring. Safely take this off. You're just going to take off this plastic cap. It's hidden like a snake, but whatever you need to do to get it out. And you see this little groove right here? Well, your 9100 model door flag has this little placement here for your Torquemaster spring system. Okay, so then from here, we want to make sure our drum is placed in. We're gonna place it in like so. There we go. And then we have the spring out. And make sure it's in that groove. Great. Okay, we're just setting it in. Okay, we're not gonna tighten up everything just yet. Same thing with our end bearing plate. We have our gear, we're set inside. We're going to make sure that the grooves fit in. You can tell how the grooves have to go in precisely with the teeth to the gears. And then from there, we'll put our 2 7/16 screws and our 1/2 inch nut and bolt. Another pro tip that I can provide you that I completely forgot about, I use this from time to time, is keeping a vice grip where, once again, if you didn't want to have to deal with the plastic caps, you can put a vice grip to make sure that your spring doesn't go inside and you get it in that groove right there. So this is a nice, it's a pro tip that I use from time to time, and it should help when you're installing and putting your Torquemaster spring up without having your springs go inside the tube. So now what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that our cables are set. And so usually the best way to do this is by, again, we're not going to tighten the screw just yet. We're going to make sure that our cable goes over, that the actual cable is about halfway radius or diameter of your drum. So see how we have it set here. So what's one of the best ways to keep it held in? Well, with a vice grip. Hold in tight this drum. So now we're good, and then what we're going to do is we're going to tighten now the drum. I'm sorry, we're going to tighten the screw for the cable on the drum. It's keeping our cable from not coming loose here and not coming loose from here. And we will put the excess, we can put the excess right in here. Very good. We're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. Okay, at this point we can start winding the springs inside the tube. There used to be a device, or there is a device that you can sit on here that would allow you to use a socket or an impact drill. They don't really recommend an impact drill to turn, so that way you can get the right amount of balance. But I tend to find that that actual device that you put on the side here, it's not the greatest. It's actually not as superior as your 5/8 socket, which we're going to use right now. And just in the way that we took off the tension, we're going to put tension on, and we're going to do this in a way that's going to basically be safe, but at the same time it's going to give us the opportunity to count our turns. So here we go. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so the logic behind of what we're doing right now is we're going off of feeling. Now I know that's not always the best method. Basically, you want to continue to check for the tension with regards to your cable. At this point, you can start now taking off the vice grip to the door. Now, after you put a little bit of tension on this side, you want to go to the other side and do the exact same thing to find out how much balance you exactly need and make sure you're counting those turns. All right, we're getting a little bit more tension. So at this point, we're going to lock in our door mechanism. Okay, and then we're going to go back to the other side to give it a little bit more tension. And then we're going to check out the balance. Okay, so I've set tension equally on both sides, but now I want to test the balance of the door and see how bad it is. Okay, it's a little bit heavy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add more tension to both sides equally, just to make sure I get the balance right. Okay, so I added equally turns, and all right, much better balance. There we go. Beautiful. Well-balanced door. Torquemaster spring system replaced. Excellent. And all we have to do next is connect our J-arm to our top operator bracket, and then just operate it with the garage door opener motor, and we should be good to go. So, if replacing a Wayne Dalton Torquemaster Plus spring system sounds like a party to you, then please check out the affiliate links down below. I'm pretty sure there will be an option that might be able to help your needs. And of course, if you have any questions with regards to the Wayne Dalton Torquemaster spring system, please leave a question and a comment down below. I would love to be able to hear from you. That's going to be it for this one, party people. I want to thank you so much for partying with me. Now, if you found any value out of this video, please smash that like button. Hitting the like button really helps out this channel. In fact, check out this other video right here that can provide you some more pro tips and tech reviews for your residential garage door needs. I want to thank you for watching this video, and as always, y'all stay safe.